Newcastle United moved fourth in the Premier League and the UEFA Champions League looks a real reality. After a 3-0 victory against Wolves, Newcastle have now won 9 consecutive games and they literally look unstoppable, and what a feeling it is. There's a spark in the northeast at the minute. The skies are blue, there's a crisp in the air, and everybody's got a smile on the face and they've got a good reason to as well. And like I've just mentioned, Newcastle United look unstoppable. They're definitely the most informed team in the Premier League at the moment, if not in Europe, and these wins haven't come against nobodies. We've beat Tottenham away from home, Arsenal away from home, Man United away from home, we've beat Brentford, Villa, Wolves, so these games have actually been difficult games that Newcastle have made look easy. So before we get stuck into Newcastle Wolves, make sure you hit the like button, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on another episode. So today we're going to break down Newcastle against Wolves, and then we're going to talk about some individual performances. So why don't we start with the man of the moment? Alexander Isak is world class. 12 goals in his last 10 games. He's now scored in 8 consecutive Premier League games, and it just seems like every single game he's getting better and better. His quality on show is absolutely insane. His versatility in his goal scoring is insane. He's capable of scoring world-class goals, but he's also capable of scoring tap-ins with his excellent movement inside the box. And that's something you can't quantify. I often say one of the best attributes of Alexander Isak is his movement, and I think that was highlighted in the second goal against Wolves. Even though the goal was an easy finish, his intelligent movement created the space for himself. We've seen Alexander Isak deliver on all fronts. He can score headers like we're seeing against Arsenal. He can score from outside the box. He can score from inside the box. His versatility and his improvised finishes are unbelievable, but I just love his intelligence to create separation in the box. It was brilliant work from Bruno to come across perfectly weighted pass with good vision. But what I enjoyed about that goal, every single defender of Wolves was ball watching. They all got drawn towards a ball. And if you look at Alexander Isak, he stays pretty much static because he knows he's on the blind side of the defenders. Once a forward gets on the blind side of the defender's got no chance. So Alexander Isak was clever, just not moving at all. A lot of other strikers would have come towards the ball, tried to shove and try to get in front of the defender so he could use his body and outmuscle him. Now Alexander Isak, he's clever enough to stay on the blind side of the defenders while they're all moving across, getting shifted towards the ball. Alexander Isak just goes inside the channels between the fullback and the centre-back. In this case against Wolves, so we're playing with 3 centre-backs. So he just moved inside the channels of the 2 centre-backs and they literally lost him. Did not know where he was. One touch, bang, finish. And that's why he held his hands up like he did, because it was easy for him. And that's what I love about him. He's constantly threatening. Even when he's not on the move, he's picking up intelligent positions. But it's his runs in behind, it's his movement to create separation from defenders that make him absolutely ruthless. And he's slowly becoming the complete number 9. He can drop deep to link up play, he can drift out wide, he's got excellent use of channel runs, he's technically excellent, and that shows in his dribbling quality. His link up play, his hold up play is absolutely exceptional, and that just goes to show he's becoming a real problem for defenders because they don't know how to handle him. They don't know whether to stay back and let him turn on the ball. They don't know whether to get physical because he can be physical with them. He's just proven to be a real nightmare for defenders. And I often say the best strikers have all got that fuck you attitude, that attitude where they just want to execute everything. And I think silently Alexander Isak's got this in him. Although he comes across all smiley and happy and lovable character, he's got that ruthlessness in him, and I think you need that to be a top quality striker. And we see that in his finishes. Even when you look at his profile, he's got the perfect combination and blend of everything. His physicality, his speed, his technical skills, his movement. He's slowly becoming into the most complete striker in Europe. And I actually think if we get top 4 or if we get Champions League football, maybe finish top 5, he doesn't go anywhere. I'm starting to think he's really enjoying his time at Newcastle United, and why not? Because he's flourishing. Our style of play suits him perfectly, so why would you want to leave that, especially when the club has got big ambitions and you can see us moving forward. Now getting on to the game itself, Newcastle United look unstoppable, moving to 4th in the league with 9 consecutive wins in all competitions, scoring 24 goals and only conceding 3, and that's what I like the most. We're getting defensive stability, and that's what you need to finish high in the league. So UEFA Champions League football, it's a strong possibility, but But heading into this game, if anybody watched my match preview, I said I wasn't worried about our structure or shape because the 4-3-3 system works best against a 3 at the back. And then when you add our quality on the end of that, that's why we went out 3-0 winners. But again, I thought Alexander Isak, Sandro Tonali and Bruno were just absolutely exceptional. We all know the qualities these guys possess. Technically outstanding, the work hard, the good duel winners, but it said decision making in and out of possession is what's putting Newcastle United on another level. I actually thought Wolves played well. I thought they created a lot of chances, they moved the ball well, they were quite structured, but Newcastle United were just on a different level as I've just mentioned. And I think if Wolves played that sort of game against anybody else in the league, probably wouldn't have lost 3-0. It might have been a 1-1, maybe a 2-1. And that again just shows the quality of Newcastle United. I know I'm complimenting Newcastle United a lot, but how can you not? Everything is just flowing. Everything just looks in sync. And the team just looks together and connected right now. And everything about our general play and setup is working. We look sharp in and out of possession. We absolutely work our socks off. And that's one of Eddie Howe's biggest demands. And we're doing it absolutely. Compact structure, moving the ball quickly but efficiently to create more space. Everybody knows the ball travels quicker than the man. One of the differences I've noticed from Newcastle United from the beginning of the season to now is we're more efficient and quicker with moving the ball. That just allows Isak more room, more freedom to express himself. It allows Murphy to express himself more, Anthony Gordon to express himself more, Bruno to be more creative. That's because we've got more space to work in. So our intensity with and without the ball is really causing teams real problems. But look, I could sit here and talk about every single individual performance because I don't think anybody was extremely poor on the night, but I want to highlight Jacob Murphy because he deserves his flowers. What I like about Jacob Murphy, he's always lively and he's extremely selfish. As soon as he receives the ball, his first thought is, can I provide for Isak? Where's Isak? Can I create for Isak? Can I move the ball to Isak? And that's incredibly selfish but beautiful because he knows Alexander Isak has the speed of thought, the technical quality, the conviction in his ball strike to really punish the opposition. So again, it's playing to the team's strengths. So we need to give him his flowers, but I want to give Burn and Botman their flowers as well because we speak a lot about Livramento and Lewis Hall, but our two centre-backs been incredible. Botman, although he's had his moments, it's been incredible since coming back off a long-term injury. And I think it just shows the class in this guy. This guy is one of the best centre-backs in the Premier League, and I think the more he plays, the more confident he gets. He's just going to show that more and more. And if I'm sure, I'm looking over my shoulder thinking, I might not get straight back in this team because if we're keeping clean sheets, how can you change that? But getting back to the game, I thought we did tire a little in the last 30 minutes, but how can you blame the boys? Because we've really worked our socks off over this Christmas period. We've had an intense run of games, and although we did tire a little bit, Sandro Tonali's batteries never run out, and that was highlighted in the 97th minute when he's still sprinting for balls, still sprinting like it's his last ever sprint. What a player, and his energy just ups our tempo. And I actually thought, although Gordon didn't have his best game, maybe Joe Linton didn't have his best game, there was no weak links in our 11 last night. Now that I've just mentioned Sandro Tonali, I want to talk about him. Tonali's urgency is the difference. You give me 10 Sandro Tonalis in a plank of wood and we win the league. His urgency in and out of possession is relentless, and that just ups Newcastle United's tempo, technical ability and stability. And we can talk until I'm blue in the face about his urgency, his work rate, his ability to cover ground, but it's his technical quality that are really standing out at the moment. Composed receiving in deeper areas. He's bringing a sense of control to Newcastle United's play. He's moving the ball quickly but efficiently. He's urgent in possession, and we all know, like I mentioned earlier, the ball travels quicker than the man. So the quicker he plays it, the more dangerous we are in attack. But he's a real unsung hero in this Newcastle United team. Since he's come back into the side and found some form, we've just went up another 2 levels. He's making the right decisions in possession. He's slowing the game down when he has to. He's speeding up the game when he has to. His technical ability does not get enough credit, and that's probably because he's a defensive workhorse. He covers every single blade of grass, and that's highlighted with his recovery sprint in the 97th minute, even though we're 3-0 up. And just like Alexander Isak, he's becoming complete. He's technically efficient, his exceptional endurance and athleticism is a real problem for other midfielders. And then on top of that, he's an elite ball winner, anticipating play, breaking down the opposition's play. This kind of security brings freedom to Bruno, and that's why he's excelling. And that also brings freedom to Isak, because Bruno can support Isak in attack. So it's all interchanged in together, and it's slowly becoming a beautiful balanced squad. I'm literally running out of compliments for this Newcastle United side right now. They're literally becoming mentality monsters. I would be confident coming up against any team in Europe right now. I see a lot of fans from other clubs talking about leaders. The leaders in the games have gone. Look at this Newcastle United squad. It's full of leaders. I would say Botman, Burn is a leader, Tonali, Bruno, Joelinton, Isak, Anthony Gordon, and they're just helping the other players like Jacob Murphy, Lewis Hall, Tino Livramento become leaders. The leadership and the mentality of this squad at the moment is absolutely elite. The only criticism I can have about this squad at the moment is we're allowed Wolves to have a few chances. But Wolves, like I mentioned earlier, actually play pretty well. This season for Newcastle United is slowly turning into something special. Not only their attacking play, but their defensive prowess is phenomenal. Like, it's so on point. The togetherness of the squad, the fluidity in our attacking play, the stability in our defensive play. Literally, at this current moment, in this present time, I can't fault it. But look, I want to hear from you guys. Have I just got my tinted glasses on, or Newcastle United actually the real deal? And if you look at our next set of fixtures, we've got Bournemouth, Southampton, then Fulham before we play Arsenal in the semi-final. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm confident in every single one of those games. But look, I want to hear from you guys. Where do you think Newcastle United will end up? Do you think UEFA Champions League is a possibility, or am I just going insane? Let us know in the comments below. Before you leave this video, don't forget to hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, and until next time, away the lads.